Yo.
Hey there. How are you guys?
I guess we're ready.
Yeah, we are.
Episode number 20. 20. Talking about none other than the thought from, what was that, last night? Night before last?
Nights ago.
2 nights ago, the first presidential deflate.
Yep, the air just went out.
The air just left the building. So we're going to be talking about that tonight. Y'all stay locked. We're going to have a good time. We want your reactions. So tonight's more about you than it is about us. Stay tuned.
All right, yeah, there we go. Now I can see. Y'all ready to get lit? Live from Jacksonville, Florida. Vodcasting around the world.
You heard me right. That's vodcasting with a V.
We want to welcome you to the LiT TV show, where we love, learn, and leverage information together. Because what we don't know can literally take us back to the Stone Ages. Are y'all ready to get litty? Welcome your host, E.
Mama, there goes that man.
C.
The boy's smart, but he crazy.
Weston.
Well.
We're here.
Ready to rock and roll. Ready to do the show tonight. Quintez is already on. What's up, Quintez?
Hi, Quintez.
Let's go, family. Tonight we're going to talk about the first presidential deflate. And I think we're going to have a good time. We want to get your reactions from what was not a debate at all. At least that's my opinion. But I want to get your thoughts on that tonight. And so go ahead and say what's up. Go ahead and like and share. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you like and share.
Thank y'all for joining again.
Yeah, thank y'all for rocking out with us on tonight. Got to pay some bills.
Let's do it.
All right, first off, we're going to give a shout out to iShopBlack.
Business owners, is your business signed up to iShopBlack.com? This is the hottest spot for Black-owned businesses and professionals. Get discovered by consumers and make more money. It's just that simple. Visit iShopBlack.com and get signed up today.
iShopBlack.com.
What's going on? My sister is on with us tonight. Danielle Shavers is on tonight. Nisha.
Hey, Nisha.
My sister, what's going on, sis? Come on, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Send this to all your friends, all your family. And y'all gonna have some fun with us on tonight. Not just I Shop Black. One more bill to pay. Luxury Vacation, huh?
Our people.
Yeah. Luxury Vacations. Listen, if you're not a member of Luxury Vacations, go ahead and subscribe to them. Go to Facebook and
like their Facebook page.
Yeah, put in Luxury Vacation, just like you see on the screen, BAECATION, and join. It is free to join. It's a huge group. They are always putting out specials for travel. So if you want to travel with your boo, your bae, your homegirl, your I don't know, baby mama, I don't know, your wife, your husband, whatever, your family. You don't even have to be a loved one. It could
Great
be
prices too.
Yeah, it could be a friend, girls trip, guys trip. If you want to go hang out in 5-star resorts,
Out on islands. Locally, here in cities.
In the United States.
You can do that. You can do whatever you want to do, really.
And you can do it at a cost that'll blow your mind. It's less expensive than staying in a hotel.
It really is. Like, seriously. And the hotels, it's just those 2 beds right there in the room and everybody on top of each other. But why not go to a 5-star resort? That's just like a home away from home. You got 2, 3, 4-bedroom condos, presidential suites. Really nice.
In the country. Out of the country.
I
don't care where you want to go. They'll put it together. They put out trips that you can join, but they also allow you to
request.
Request. So you put your trip together, and they'll put together everything from flight to excursions, if you want to do that.
Right.
Food. I mean, theyarethebomb.com. Danny Cuzzo said, where's my LiT TV shirt charity? We listen. All you guys are on hold. We have been the shipping people we dealing with is just so. We just pray for us. We gonna get you your shirts. I promise you.
Yeah, we'll
It's
get
gonna
on
get
that.
to you. It's gonna get to your shirts. We got about 100 people on. I don't know what we got on Facebook. I don't know if that's all YouTube, but it's about 100 of y'all rocking with us on tonight. Go ahead, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Like, share, subscribe. Go ahead and do it now.
Notifications.
So what's been up with you? Got some
Been very,
water?
very busy here lately. Very busy. Busy is a good thing. Rather be busy than bored. I don't know how many of y'all saw my little story on yesterday where I was just going.
Had 2 showings.
2 showings. Very late yesterday in the evening. But it's good. You know, we had that Corona, not setback, but Corona relaxation period, I would say, when the world, came to a halt and we couldn't go anywhere and we couldn't do anything. But things have slowly picked back up, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Nisha say joining from work. My nurse, this is my nurse that's on with it. It's my sister, but my nurse too. Working, she at work. So tell everybody on the staff, we said what it do from the LiT TV show.
ATL.
And, yeah, ATL. Tell them all to subscribe. So when y'all at work and it's boring, y'all can tune into the show.
You better be taking care of those patients.
They're gonna be all right. Tune into the show. But listen, so your real estate stuff is popping.
Yeah, it's doing really good.
Yeah, you need more clients.
I always use more clients.
Yeah, anybody buying a house, anybody selling a house. This is a real realtor right here. Get with her.
Northeast Florida.
Northeast Florida, just in the state of Florida, period, though, right? Not just Northeast Florida, because your license covers all of Florida,
It covers
right?
all of Florida.
But
yeah.
you're trying to stay somewhat local.
Right.
Miss Sean say, thanks, Miss Charity, loving the banana.
And that's the crazy thing too. Just like I put one post about Leola's, but I haven't made Leola's pudding in a while. Then I get this post. I mean, I get somebody calling, a new customer, have never heard from them before, saying they want some. So I was like, okay, while I'm making it, I might as well snap some pictures, posted it.
And now everybody, you got
And
like
now
a million
they
calls.
calling again.
Yeah.
So
If you want some,
I gotta schedule this thing right.
if you want some
Between
Leola's banana pudding,
showings and stuff.
y'all might want to go and hop on it while she in the mood, because I'm telling you, it's moody. Like, she'll be making it and then she'll stop. So
Yeah,
you
very
know, I
moody.
have to get in where I fit in. She made me, when she's made something for the girl that you're talking about, she made me one and put it in the refrigerator. So I'd be happy when y'all start calling. So y'all should call more often, to be honest. But nonetheless, we are talking tonight, y'all, about what was the first presidential debate or deflate. And I think it's going to be good. Go ahead and get your thoughts together, because I want your reactions. Blessings, Apostle Fidel Donaldson, rocking out with us on tonight. He was the guest last week. Thank you for rocking out with us on tonight, sir. So get your thoughts together. I want your reactions. We're going to open it up to everybody to talk about.
Probably should have did the call in, but
Yeah, we didn't get the line together for the call in. Next time we will do the call in, but I didn't think about it tonight. But at any rate, you got some news to share?
I do.
You know how I do. You're watching the LiT TV show. But now it's time for the news for charity. Go! Let's go.
Okay, a little something different. I like it. My drop. Dan Jones can't stop smiling about the Reform Alliance's big win. The new law, he says, will improve the lives of tens of thousands of Californians, and it's just the start, he hopes. The Reform CEO and esteemed new commentator joined TMZ Live on Thursday, still riding high after Governor Gavin Newsom signed the AB 1950 bill into law, which Jones calls a transformative piece of legislation. Dan says it's all about giving people a fair shot and setting them up for success, and gives props to Newsom for working with Reform to make a much-needed change to the state's probation system. As we reported, the new law limits adult probation sentences to a maximum of 1 year for a misdemeanor and 2 years for felony offenses. Dan says ideally this will lower petty probation violations and keep people from going back to prison when they're not even committing crimes. More importantly, Jones says, the law is set up to give people in the criminal justice system a springboard to success and not a trap door into failure in order to lead productive lives after they've done their time. Jones also believes that progress is a result of all the protesting for change. And even though the alliance was founded by big names like Jay-Z, Meek Mill, Michael Rubin, and Robert Kraft, everyone involved in the movement helped. Van tells us this is real change happening right before our very eyes, so don't sleep on it. The tens of thousands of people it will positively affect surely won't. And I think that's a great thing. It seems like California is always the state that starts change and then everyone else follows suit afterwards. And I guess that falls right in line with the information that we were talking about last week, just about prison and what was the...
Recidivism?
No. The title of last week's show.
Oh.
Profiting
off of punishment.
Off of punishments.
Yeah.
Right. So that is a step in the right direction. Now, in sports news, the NFL says the Steelers-Titans game won't be played in week 4 after 2 more positive coronavirus tests. So they announced this today, according to the statement from, that was last week, sorry. According to the statement from the NFL, 1 additional Titans player and 1 personnel member tested positive for COVID-19 on Thursday. The Titans added cornerback Christian Fulton to the reserve COVID-19 list on Thursday. That comes after 4 players, starting nose tackle Daquan Jones, linebacker Cameli Correa, how you say his name? Cameli Correa?
Don't get me the line.
Long snapper Bo Brinkley and practice squad tight end Tommy Hudson, and 5 team personnel members tested positive earlier this week. Coach Mike Vrabel said Wednesday that some of the players who tested positive were experiencing flu-like symptoms, and the decision to postpone the game was made to ensure the health and safety of players, coaches, and game day personnel, the NFL said in a statement. The Titans facility will remain closed, and the team will continue to have no in-person activities until further notice. So now the NFL has to figure out how to reschedule a game between 2 of its 7 undefeated teams after the league's first COVID-19 outbreak. You guys know that I'm not necessarily a sports fan, but I know this affects many of you out there. So, what are your thoughts about them postponing that?
I mean, this COVID stuff is definitely legit, right? And if a couple people have tested positive, you don't want it to get an outbreak and then got to stop the sport altogether. And so, I think that it's smart for them to take this proactive approach, you know what I mean? And
right.
And
stay on top of it,
correct.
Try to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Right. Good deal. I mean, that's all I have for you today.
Nothing else?
Got it.
So how'd you like the drop?
I like the drop.
Did you hear it? Could you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all like the drop? Let me know if y'all like the drop that came on right before Charity's news. New little thing we got going on with her drop. But at any rate, listen, y'all. She didn't talk about my prophecy. I told y'all I ain't a prophet, but I'm something like one. I told y'all September 10th, I gotta go get the footage. I gotta replay it. That Miami Heat and the Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers, would be in the finals. She didn't talk about the finals, but the finals is upon us. First game last night.
See how out of tune I am with the sport?
Yeah, she don't do the sports stuff, but last night, first game, Lakers beat the brakes off of Miami, and Lake Show, go LA. I wish Tracy was tuned into this, because Tracy said that the Houston Rockets was going to go to the finals.
You did.
Yeah, ever since that happened, she ain't been back on the show. You might want to tell her come back and watch the show.
I'll reach out to her.
But real quick, Jonisha said, "What it do, boo? I will." She gonna do what she's supposed to do with the nurses at the hospital there in Atlanta. Miss Shawn say, "Thanks, Miss Charity, loving the banana." Okay, we went there. Danny says, "Outsourcing opportunity right here." So why don't you make up some banana pudding? Send them with her.
Yeah, I thought about that.
There it is.
We'll chat about that.
A little partnership going on.
I thought about that already.
Yeah, and when you split, y'all got to cut me in on some of the profits since I came up with the idea. And then Miss Shawn said, "I will." Quintess, yes, sir. Drop that beat. You like the drop? All right, sir. Listen, man, we're working on his stuff. I'm getting excited about Growing Up Christian.
Yeah, that's gonna be a real good
It's
show.
gonna be a really good show. Got it. He has a show coming out towards the latter part of the year that is about special needs children and their experience. And so, really excited for Quintez Nelson and the whole fam. All right, we ready to jump into this thing tonight?
Sure.
There's a couple hundred people tuned in. So have you even looked at? Does anybody even know? Have you even looked at what the purpose of a debate is? So I went and did some research.
Okay, what do you have?
I'm gonna let you read it though, because you read better than me.
Okay.
Yeah. So listen to this, y'all. I want y'all to hear this. First I want to tell you about kind of the background, right? So this is kind of the history, not necessarily the history, but sort of like the reason. Kind of, Wikipedia. Listen to this, y'all.
All right, I can't operate this Android. I can't
You could just scroll.
touch
with
nothing.
Yeah,
Sure?
Yeah, just like
Mess
it ain't-
nothing up.
it
All
ain't
right,
going
all
on.
right.
Yeah.
During presidential election campaigns in the United States, it has become customary for the main candidates, almost always for the candidates of the two largest parties, currently the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, to engage in a debate. The topics discussed in the debate are often the most controversial issues of the time, and arguably elections have been nearly decided by these debates. Candidate debates are not constitutionally mandated, but they are now considered an intrinsic part of the election process. The debates are targeted mainly at undecided voters, those who tend not to be partial to any political ideology or party.
So notice she said that the debates are targeted towards the people, mostly the people who are not decided. It's really designed to sway the opinion of people who are on the fence. So whenever you see a presidential debate, it is never about the candidates. It is about the American people. Their focus should be winning the people. It is never about each other. Now, there is tactics that they use to kind of sway the opinion about the other person, right? By digging up dirt or putting them down or challenging their platform or their thoughts. But it is always about the American people.
Am I done with this?
Well, there's one more thing I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Here's something that I thought was very, very interesting. The first televised debate. Check that out. Listen to this.
Instead, on November 4th, 1956, two surrogates debated the issues on network television. For the Democrats, former First Lady and party icon Eleanor Roosevelt. For the Republicans, the senior senator from Maine, Margaret Chase Smith. That's right. The first televised presidential debate featured two women.
The first televised debate was actually two women.
You didn't know that?
I thought that was an interesting fact. And so we know that debates are designed to, again, win the populace, the opinion of the people.
Like, is that the same thing with the debate teams and colleges? I mean, I never was on one, but
yeah,
same concept.
Same concept.
Like, who can argue the best point?
Who can sway over the opinion of the people? So debates never happen with debate teams without an audience. The audience is always there because they're somewhat the judge. They're the ones that the debate team is trying to win over. Like, if me and you are going to debate,
I would win.
You always win. But we would need an audience to determine the winner, because my job is not to persuade you. Your job is not to persuade me. Our job is to persuade
the audience.
The audience. I don't feel that this debate was a debate at all. When it comes to winning a debate,
almost like a boxing match where points are awarded based on a hit, and with a debate, points should be awarded based on the points you hit on. But that
was pretty good. I didn't know where you I didn't know where you was going with that, but that was pretty good. The points that that was fresh. Okay, you're gonna take my stuff. Huh? But the points that you hit on should be where that's good. They didn't hit on any point.
They didn't really hit on any
points. When she read, check this out. When she read what the debate concept is, presidential debate concept is, it was centered around issues and topics of the day.
Mm-hmm.
The most pressing issues and topics of the day. The most controversial.
Right.
So I thought we were going to get into the controversial stuff of today. They skimmed over Breonna Taylor so quickly, it was pathetic. Like, they didn't even talk about it. They skimmed over the police brutality, and they skimmed over police defunding of the police. They skipped over both sides. So even if you're on one side of it, they skimmed over. If you're on the other side of it, they skimmed. Like, they did not address the issue.
The topics that I'm looking at now for that particular debate were the Trump and Biden records, the Supreme Court, COVID-19, the economy, race and violence in our cities, and the integrity of the election. And so each of those segments were to have the format for the first debate calls for 6 15-minute time segments dedicated to topics announced in advance in order to encourage deep discussion of the leading issues.
Y'all talk to me. Tell me what y'all saw. I think the only one that they even spent any time on was the integrity of elections. Like, that's the one that they seem to go in the most about. But then again, from my lens, that's kind of what I saw.
Well, I mean, it's timed, so they spent time on that subject, but off on tangents.
Yeah, the subject might have been at hand,
Right.
but they never addressed the subject.
They're
too busy arguing.
Tangents. Yeah.
Too busy over talking one another.
Right.
That we didn't get a chance to hear really
good, solid points about the topics.
So y'all tell me. I think the people who lost was the American people. We lost. The American people lost. They both won. To me, the debate was won by both of them. We the ones that lost, because none of the stuff that we needed to hear as a people did we hear. So the loser in this was us. But y'all tell me what your thoughts are. Let's open up the floor. Edith Hodges, what's going on? LiT team member Edith Hodges.
Edith.
Rocking out with us on tonight. Y'all tell me what your thoughts are. Like, and I'm not talking about President Trump. I'm not talking about
elect Biden.
Elect Biden. I want to say vice president, because he was the vice president.
Yeah, that's what you call him.
I want to call him Vice President Joe Biden. I'm not talking about either one of them specifically. I'm talking about 30,000 foot view, bird's eye view, us as a people. Like, it was literally embarrassing.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts, y'all.
I'm waiting on y'all. See what y'all have to say.
I thought it was embarrassing, to say the least. And that's not choosing any side. I thought it was just downright embarrassing. If Donald Trump's mission was to pull Vice President Joe Biden into being off of his game by getting into a tit for tat, he did it. It worked.
Yeah, I could agree.
Y'all, come on, talk to me. Tell me what's up. What's y'all thoughts?
Because I know you watched it.
Quintez, I want to know what your thoughts. Put him on the spot.
Right. The Edith says, very disappointing.
Okay, now you got to go a little deeper. What specifically? I know the things that we all would, but for you specifically, what were you looking for from any one of them that disappointed you about it? You know what I mean? Because, of course, disappointing, we all could say, but we watch for different reasons. Like,
I watched for sheer entertainment because I knew it was going to be
It was going to be a joke.
Not kidding. I'm not even, like politically deep like that. I just knew it was going to be entertaining.
Now, when you say turn off a mic,
was talking about during the debate.
They turned off the mic, or they should have? Oh, off topic too long. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Even though they had the time segment for a particular topic, they just got off topic.
They never dealt with the topic.
Didn't deal with the topic.
When you, I hear some people. What was the moderator's name?
Chris.
It was definitely Wallace. I just can't remember the first name.
Yeah, Chris Wallace.
Chris Wallace. I see a lot of people talking down about him, and he wasn't a good moderator. And I thought he was a great moderator.
I thought he did well.
I mean, with what he was given, I thought he tried to gain control. You talking about grown men. I don't care what moderator you put up there, it would have gone the same way. You know what I mean? Like, these are grown men, and if they got a microphone, the only way you can censor that or stop it is what Quintez said, is cut the mic off.
Right.
If you don't cut the mic off, then there's no other way to stop them from, interrupting one another or responding or so on and so forth. It was very, 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 very rude to
annoying.
me. And annoying.
And it says in the news as well that the debates commission plans to cut off mics if Trump or Biden breaks the rules.
But you know what, Charity and Quintez, where was the sound guy? He couldn't do that night.
Well, it's not though. That's
they have to agree. They have to agree to it, or what?
Beforehand, right? Okay. That's not a part of the rules. The rules.
I got you.
I mean, even though that person is supposed to have 2 minutes uninterrupted, but that whole mic thing.
Well, they should did it. You broke the rules, so we don't change the rules. That's what I see. That's why I can't be no moderator.
So it says here that the commission that oversees the general election presidential debate said Wednesday it will be making changes to the format of the remaining 2 debates. One key change it plans to implement, cutting off the microphones of Trump or Joe Biden if they break the rules, according to a source. And then the plans have not been finalized, but the commission is still considering how it would carry out the plan. What do you mean? Oh, carry out the plan, just hit the button.
I mean, just cut the mic off.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Right.
Apostle Fidel says, with what we have seen and heard from candidates and now President Donald Trump, why should anyone be surprised at the... I wasn't surprised. I'm going to be honest, Doc, I wasn't surprised
No, I wasn't surprised.
I was disappointed, though, and I guess when you say disappointed, maybe I shouldn't have been let down. I was disappointed at the extent. Maybe that's what I'll say.
Yeah.
How far it went. I expected... But how far it went and how much it went on and how long it went on, that kind of caught me off guard because it was just like, wow. Mm-hmm. You can't control your emotions. You can't control your mouth. Like, these are grown men, right?
And it's nothing. This is 2020 has just brought upon a lot of firsts.
It has.
A lot of firsts. I mean, like I say, I'm not a history buff or such a political deep person, but I haven't heard, and you guys let me know about a debate like this happening in the past. I mean, I listen to NPR radio all the time, 1A and some other shows, and they've even said first time.
I don't think it's the first time that it's been heated. Like like it's been over talking each other like that. I think this is the first time that it has been to this extent.
Right.
And so much and so long. And to the point of not even addressing the topic at hand. Normally when that happens,
they'll reel them in.
Yeah, they'll reel them in. At least they're talking about the topic. But this was more so just threatening each other and calling each other names. And I mean, I heard stuff that sounded like a rank session. I don't know what y'all know what rank is, but Jones said like, you're a clown. You're stupid. I'm pretty soon your mama jokes was going to come out. I promise you. Fonzo, what's going on, Big Al? And the folks that are supporting and spinning the or spinning the statements. Yeah. It's just amazing to what extent we will go for the person we want to see in office. The lies, the deceit, the deceitfulness, the delusion. I mean, it is just amazing how much of an extent they'll go to for their guy. And I say that on both sides. I say that truly on both sides. It is really amazing. So one of the comments was made about stand down and stand by when President Trump was supposed to denounce white supremacy.
Oh yeah.
and did not. I would have liked to have heard Joe Biden's response as well. I think
He didn't get a chance to talk about it?
He did, but I think they both kind of skated around dealing with the hard facts of that's terrorism. It is. It is. Hey, Apostle Fidel, did you hear President Trump try to use the super predator thing against Joe Biden, Vice President Joe Biden? I thought that was profound when he tried to play that card. But if you go back and do your homework in history and all of that stuff, man, it is amazing how much how far people will go to destroy the other person for a chance to win. How many lies? They fact check these people, and right after the debate, or the deflate, I should say, the fact check meters was just going crazy. I mean, it was like, did these people tell the truth about anything?
Anything.
I mean, it was just really, really bad. Edith says, can you read that for me because your laptop's in the way?
Edith says, these are individuals that hold positions of authority and integrity. These characteristics were not on display last night.
Edith, I don't think I would want either one of them running the country. And that's just my opinion, but my truth just from what I experienced last night. Well, there was nothing presidential about President Trump. And there was nothing presidential about Vice President Joe Biden. I thought that he did a good job of looking into the camera and addressing the people and trying to stay on task. But what I did not like is that he did get into the back and forth. He did get into the debate. He did, and I think he did it. Did you see when he started talking about his son? I think when he got in, I think his emotions got out of hand.
Start talking about Joe's son?
When Joe tried to start talking to defend his son President Trump, and I think that's where the breaking point was.
Yeah.
His emotions got out of hand.
Kids.
Yeah, his emotions got out of hand then, and so Alfonso Quintez says, "Yo, they slow pitched him a home run."
Elaborate.
Yeah, break that down for me.
Oh, and see, Alfonso says, I think that was the plan to turn folks against even voting.
Oh, now that's deep. Now I didn't think about it that way. Now I didn't think about it that way. Did you? Yeah, that. I mean, I can hear. There's a lot of people saying I ain't voting for neither one of them. I hear a lot of people saying that's why I ain't going to the polls. I never thought about it from that vantage point. I don't think that was the plan, though, to deter them. I think that politics has become, and it always has been, it has become such a game, and a dirty game at that, that, anything goes now. Anything goes, and they get on TV and say whatever, do whatever, knowing that they're not going to do any of the things. Think about this. I said this on previous Profits for Punishment, profiting off of punishments. I said this before, y'all. Think about this. Do you not hear the same stuff every presidential election? Isn't it the same stuff where we're going to do away with this, we're going to lower taxes, we're going to da-da-da-da? It's the same exact stuff from each side. Do you know why it's the same stuff? Because when the person gets in office, they don't do the stuff that they said they were going to do to get in office.
But then,
if not, we wouldn't be having the same conversation over and over again each presidential election. Yeah.
It's like, that's my question. And I think we talked about it or something, but I'm like, why vote? And I guess that's what happens, with a situation like, why vote?
Yeah, it does make you say that.
We know they're not going to keep their promises, for the most part. I don't know.
I think it's because of the process. It's part of the process, right? And you can't have if you don't have a voice. Even if your voice ain't heard, you still want to have one, right? So voting gives you at least an opportunity to have a voice and have some stake in the race.
Does it? Sorry.
You're trying to be controversial tonight. Now, who are you? Quintez, talking about denouncing racism from President Trump, he could have won the debate. You're exactly right. He could have. That's the pitch you talking about. They threw him. They lobbed him an underhanded pitch to hit a home run, and he did not hit a home run because he refused to denounce white supremacy and racism.
Think about that.
That is good. They threw him one. Now, here's where I think Chris Wallace was amazing, because he is the one that really framed it up the way that he framed that question up and said, hey man, look at Charlottesville. You know, you said there was good people on both sides. I mean, he framed it up in such a way that I think caught President Trump off guard, and he was baffled. He couldn't really answer the question straightforward. Apostle Fidel says, I'm no fan of any politician, but a man who is an enabler of white supremacy is an enemy. I agree. I agree with that. I'm no fan of any politician either. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I don't believe you can be in, that's just my opinion. Now, y'all don't kill me for this. All right, don't roast me for this. Don't put me on the altar for this. I don't believe that you can be in politics and still do right by both sides. I believe that in order to be in politics, you got to sell your soul to some degree, or you will not stay in politics. I know people who have gone into politics only to end that relationship because it came down to things that morally their conscience and their soul would not allow them to do. And these are people who were in the lower levels of politics. We're not talking about senators. We're not talking about presidents. We're not talking about judges. We're talking about the local politics. So if it's happening on the local level to that extent, I can only imagine what transpires once they get higher up into politics. I'll say this before you go forward. I got one more thing. I ended up meeting a person who worked in politics, high up in politics. They were we live in Florida, and they worked in Tallahassee in the Capitol. This person worked in the Capitol, and he got out of politics. And this is what he told me. He said, I would be in these boardrooms and in these huge halls and meetings, and cameras are everywhere. And these people would be going back and forth and lobbying and whole 9 yards and putting each other down. He said, and then when the cameras go off, the same people who were going at it would exchange money and go get drinks together. He said, from that day forward, he said, I could not stomach putting myself, in that position, knowing that it's all a game. Now, this is somebody who was high up in politics, at least in the state of Florida, in the Capitol in Tallahassee. And so that stuck with me for a very, very long time. So when you say that you're not a fan of any politician, I can relate to that to some extent, because I do believe that there is a certain amount of selling your soul that you have to have in order to really be in politics.
Yeah, and I have an uncle who he's avid about voting. He also knows, like, my other side of the family, they are Jehovah's Witness. Don't vote. It's like I kind of get it, but when we have that conversation, he's like, how could you even fathom, not voting? You're intelligent, you're smart. Why would you even have the conversation about that? You have a master's degree. But it's just it's a conversation, and I like to sort of debate with him because he feels so strongly. So as you can even see here, I'll throw a monkey wrench in there just to, make the conversation interesting. But
and she votes, by the way. She's just.
I have voted. I
don't know what that means.
I voted.
Okay, I'm gonna say. But she throws that monkey wrench in there to create thought, to create dialogue and conversation. The reason I vote is people died for me to have a right to.
I think that's one of the main reasons.
My heritage, right? If people had not lost their lives, then I probably wouldn't play a part either. But there's people who gave their life, just so that I have an opportunity to vote. And so I don't take it lightly. Also, after being locked up and having a felony, I think it's amazing that I still have voting rights. And so I bless God for that, and I use it because that didn't hinder me. So with that being said, vote, people.
So, and that's another thing that confuses me too, you know, even with voting. I will give my asterisk disclaimer. I'm not in poli-sci. So, but back with the election between Hillary and President Trump, Hillary won by 2% of the popular vote, which means the population's.
It doesn't count. Yeah. The popular vote.
So like.
Yeah, it's the electoral.
That's what just.
The college electoral. So
messes with the mind.
So yeah, so it's not really. Yeah, there's a lot of game in there, and that's what people don't understand too.
You know, then they go explaining the electoral college and this and that. But if it's the popular vote, then let the popular vote of the people.
That's really
win.
the power of the people. That's really what it should be.
Oh,
yeah, it's really what it should be. But these red and blue states.
Somebody help me out if y'all out there can, you know, put it to me in layman's terms, you know, to help make it make sense.
It's about the dollar. That's it.
End of the day.
Plain and simple. I just gave it to you in layman's terms. I'm going to go on record and announce my candidate for presidency. I'm going to vote for Rashad Tate. I've just made up my mind. Rashad Tate is who I don't want Biden and I don't want Trump. I'm putting Rashad Tate in office.
Yes.
That's who we going for.
Now if
at least he gonna keep it real.
Yeah, he will keep it real. But if James St. Patrick was still here, he would get my vote.
Charity, you always trying to date that man. He dead now. All right, Ghost is dead. Okay, you can't date him. You're married to me, so you
many
might well
people
just
probably
give it
have
up.
not even seen Power.
You might well just give that up, praying for that man to come back to life. He ain't coming back to life. Lazarus was raised from the dead, not James St. Patrick.
I know.
I think she shed a tear too, y'all. By the way, when he fell off that balcony.
Listen.
Fidel says the Electoral College was a concession
back
to
up.
Southern. Oh, go ahead, Danny.
Fidel, I'm no fan of. Okay, then Danny says I'm not comfortable with either candidate personally, and I really don't do politics, so I'm up in the air. And Pastor Fidel says the Electoral College was a concession to Southern Confederate states.
That's right.
Give me some more on that.
That's right. Give a little more on that, Apostle.
When Ted says, why do we as Americans have to register to vote? In some countries, people vote without all the red tape.
That's
the
good.
country just wants the pure desires of the people. Danny says, I've thought about that also. And then the Supreme Court gets to decide that, why the new judge is so fast. That's my personal, oh well,
he appointed the new judges real fast because those new judges will be in place for the next.
And do you know there wasn't
not a single, not one black person, not a single one.
Not one.
Don't let that sink in. But here's the thing, you know, regardless of all of that, here's the thing. Like, I was having a conversation with a coworker earlier today, and you know, his stance on things is not alarming. You know, President Donald Trump has been President Donald Trump before he was president. We knew he didn't sugarcoat. I mean, who he is who he's been. I mean, it's not like he's got into office and became something different. That's one thing I can't appreciate about him, is that the mere fact that what you see is what you get. And that's what we were getting before he even got into office. When he was running, we saw this. We just didn't think it would happen. Nobody believed that he would actually get elected. He got elected. So this is what we get. And again, I'm not choosing any side. Let me tell y'all something personally. I don't have a person other than Rashad Tate. I just told y'all I'm voting for Rashad Tate. Other than Rashad Tate, I don't have a person that I want to see in office. My job, me personally, my job is to pray for whoever God allows to get in there. Because if he's in there, God ordained for him to be there, and my job is to pray. And so I'm praying for whoever's in office. I ain't got to like him, and it ain't got to be my guy. Because when I believe what happens is when you choose your person and it's not your person, then you feel some type of way, and it just further divides everything that's going on in the country anyway. And that's the biggest power that big government has over the people, is that we can't come together to save our life on anything, ever. All right, Sorry, I went on my little tangent.
And y'all fact check that for me. You know, I about the judges is that's really true, right?
That
I know
is.
I said it, but then I may have just heard it.
Listen, he
And
said
it
it.
might have been
He said it in the debate.
True.
He's talked about establishing more judges. He talked about 24 or more vacant judge seats left by President Barack Obama. He talked about it, and he will have appointed more judges in his 3 years. That he spoke on it. He talked about it literally during the debate.
yeah.
He did. I listened to him. And none of them are black. Why? Listen, even if you are not for Trump or you are for Trump, if you're not racist and you don't have a racist bone in your body, something you should say something ain't right about that.
I mean, it's just like the presidency over how many? What number are we on? There's been just one,
What?
one black president. I mean, we can look at a spectrum of just it's skewed.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna go here tonight because it's not this type of show. But it ain't your color of your skin. Don't fool yourself. This has never been about the color of your skin. It's far deeper than that. Because there cannot be this much hatred, this much oppression just over skin color. Much deeper, child of God. All right. What you found?
Oh, nothing. I'm just looking.
The
looking
judges?
up some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
He's done more. I don't want to make this about Trump. Let me get off. I don't want to make this about President
it's
Trump.
not his show.
This is not his show.
We just talk.
Yeah,
talk about the debate.
We're talking
Get
about the
everybody's
debate.
thoughts on the debate.
Yeah, let's go back to because I don't want to be all into about
Let's stay
President
on
Trump.
topic. On
Yeah, because
no tangents.
we're gonna have to get Chris Wallace in here to help us because we're getting off topic. Let's go back to the debate. So, in your honest opinion, and y'all tell me, let's talk about Vice President Joe Biden. What things?
Were there
Did-
any good things?
What
that came out
things
of the
did he
debate?
say that you thought were good? What things, what topics, what points did he make that you said, okay, I can stand behind that, or I can agree with that, or I can appreciate that? Y'all let me know what y'all think that he said that was good. Now I'm gonna tell you this next round, isn't the next round with Kamala and
Let's see.
I think so. I know that's gonna be a good one. I think the next round.
All right, the next one between Vice President Mike Pence and Kamala Harris.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be one because sister got her stuff together. Now she gonna be able to debate with bro. I'm telling you now. So I'm looking forward to that one. That's with Kamala and Vice President Mike Pence. But y'all tell me what did y'all think about Vice President Joe Biden? Good stuff that he said, things that you can agree with, if any, for that matter. How old is he?
Oh,
That's another one. How old is Vice President Joe Biden?
he's old.
There was a couple times.
77.
There was a couple times where he was. I think Alzheimer's set in or something. 'Cause I'm dead serious. Y'all don't laugh at me. A couple times he was talking, and I was saying, did he just go off onto something totally that didn't? I mean, just didn't line up with what he was talking about. Y'all help me out. What y'all hear that was good? Quintez, you say sheesh nothing, Quintez?
What?
He said sheesh. Was there nothing? Was there nothing? Nobody ain't saying nothing. Y'all talk to me. What's up?
May not have nothing to say.
Nothing. No. Come on, man. He had to say something that you could at least. Was it literally that bad, y'all? I thought it was, but did y'all think it was that bad? Like there was nothing on either side? Was it a waste of your 45? What was it? 45
90.
minutes? 90 minutes? Was it a waste of your 90 minutes? Could you have been doing something else? Somebody said this earlier. Somebody said I needed a drink after watching it. I was like, dog, that's pretty rough. If you needed a drink afterwards, that had to be a rough debate.
Somebody said, what if the presidential debate was like the worst fight your uncles ever had at Thanksgiving?
Wow, this is what people are saying about it.
Yeah. First presidential debate hits a new low in a year of nothing but lows.
2020, boy. That's why I believe that God is up to something, man. God is up to something. Y'all better know, like, he up to something. Because just everything around us has been wow, to say the least. He's definitely up to something.
But even though, like I said on my Facebook post the other day, for so many discouraging things that are out there that are happening, there really are a lot of good things going on in the world. You may have to look to find them, but they're there.
There's a lot of good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quintez say very pale, looking like a ghost. They both was very pale. Quintez looking like ghosts. Both of them up there, very pale, looking like ghosts. No, there's tons of good going on in the world, and I don't know, but I just never have put my hope in a president. Never have, and never will. But at the same time, we are to do our part to try to help, people live peaceably with the right person in office. Danny says he just lied under oath. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about? Because right now we're talking about Vice President Joe Biden. Want to know? I guess there's nothing good because all y'all on here ain't nobody said nothing about. So it must not been anything good from Vice President Joe Biden. And anything y'all heard from President Trump that was good? Did you fact check any of them?
I did not.
Anything y'all heard from President Trump that was good? I tell you what, I was stuck on that Proud Boys stand down, stand by stuff, man. That messed with me. Wow, I looked at that clip about 1 million times. I watched it live, but I looked at that clip about 1 million times just to look at facial expressions and spirit, whole 9 yards, energy. I wanted to just kind of see, you know what I mean? Where was he at when he said that, man? Mentally, emotionally, that was tough. That was pretty darn tough. I mean, you on national television and won't even denounce white supremacy. Wow, that's tough. That's what he said right there. Look at her. Super predators. You see that? Trump said.
When Biden was working on the 1994 crime bill, he called African American super predators. Actually, that was a phrase famously uttered
by Hillary
Clinton, not Biden, about some gang of kids.
Gang of kids. That's exactly right.
It's the fact check website, factcheck.org. So if you guys have any, questions or, are wondering about a lot of the information that was said, is it factual? Was it just low blows?
Well, Biden said that, Vice President Biden said that there was 15% less violence during the time he was in office than it is today. The violent crime rate dropped. The violent crime rate actually dropped under Trump. Is what the truth is. Then he says he wanted to execute the Central Park 5 way back then. So what does that tell you? And they were incarcerated on a lie. Yeah, he wanted the death penalty for them. You're exactly right. Took out a full page ad.
Dang.
Full page ad. First page of the New York Times, and called for the death penalty of those boys. And we know that
what was the name of it?
The Park Central 5. But we know that they were innocent. They spent all that time in prison only to find out DNA that they were not even guilty. But yet, he spent his own money to take out a full page and ask for the death penalty. Apostle Fidel, fact check violent crime. No, hold on, let's go back up. It's a no-win situation if Joe Biden stood quietly and allowed himself to be bullied. The conversation would have been weak and a pushover. He would have been The conversation he would have been weak and a pushover.
That's true.
No. I agree.
True.
what I was saying.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's true. But what I was saying, Apostle, is that just he shouldn't have allowed himself to get into the tit for tat. In other words,
But if he didn't,
well, here's what I'm saying. Like, for an example, it takes two to tango. It takes two to argue. So every time that he felt the need to address, he should have just looked into the camera and talked to the people. That would have just burned him even more. You know what I mean? But when he went to turn and got into this, it took away from us who's sitting out there watching, and we're wanting to hear from you. We don't want to hear.
listen, no, that's
y'all
hard to do.
I know it's tough.
That is hard
I know
to
it's
do.
tough. I'm
You got
just
somebody
trying to-
yapping in your ear, and
Yeah.
you're trying to get your point across, but they
Yeah.
steady yapping in your ear. You're gonna look down and listen.
Yeah.
About that.
Shut up, clown. Yeah. Fact check violent crime had been going down for years before President Donald Trump took office. No, I agree with that. That's exactly right. Yeah, it's not the percentages is what he was off on. Is the amount is where the percentages were wrong. But
I think what they have to do is, when they make these statements, they'll extract just a small little statement, but it's a lot of context around that statement. And I think that's what happens, when they just put something out there and it's not correct. It's like half truths,
right.
Franchise
Catering said, "What's up, Franchise Catering? Rocking out with us on tonight." Central Park 5 is what it was.
Yeah.
Central Park 5.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Quintez said that's good. Nah, it's what do we do? Let me ask y'all this. Let's go here. So what do we okay, this is what we got though. What do we do? Somebody say, well, you got to vote the lesser of two evils. That's a flawed statement. The lesser of two evil is still evil.
Right.
It's a flawed
Just
statement.
change the
Yeah, that's a very flawed
adjective.
Yeah, it's a flawed statement. When you say the lesser of two evils, like you're choosing something better. Like you're not. It's evil. Evil is evil. No matter if it's less or more, it's still evil. But what's the solution, y'all? Like, what's the solution? I think, and y'all tell me what your thoughts are.
Jesus?
Come on, Apostle Fidel. What's the solution? I think the solution is, man, like we, as a people, like we have to become more empowered. Big government is never good. Whenever you're depending on the government, it's never good. When you depend wholeheartedly on them to determine your quality of life, it's never good.
And so, that being said,
Yeah.
I was talking to my neighbor, Mark, and all the coronavirus stuff started happening. And, he told me, he said for the longest, he stopped watching the news, like many, many years. He said, I just don't buy into it. Some people feel very strongly about watching the news. But he said, if it's not affecting, my day-to-day life, then why
watch
get
it?
my emotions into it?
Right.
And it's almost like, how you tell me I'm living in a bubble, but I don't know. Like if it's not.
I think the challenge, and the reason I say living in a bubble, and with what he said, the challenge is it never affects your personal life at the start, but when something goes unchecked, it starts way up here, but it filters its way down. It's like a company that goes out of business, right? You work for YP, Yellow Pages.
Mm-hmm.
When YP went out of business, it affected you, but did you know they went out of business way before it got to you?
Yeah.
It starts way up here, and it takes time before it gets down here. So if you're not knowledgeable and you don't understand what's going on and you're not abreast, then you will get caught off guard because it hit you.
But that's what I'm saying.
Just like that.
You gotta educate yourself.
That's where
to educate yourself.
That's why I said we gotta be empowered.
Feel like I've, personally been impacted. Me personally, I've done the things I've wanted to do. I've had nothing to stop me in the political realm from traveling or from obtaining degrees or from raising these lovely children. I don't know.
When you say educated, are you saying educated about Just educated in life, or
No,
educated
not
about
educated. I'm just saying educated about what's going
What's going on.
on, but
Yeah.
not getting educated from the news outlets.
No.
Educate yourself.
Okay, yeah. Versus being given the mainstream narrative.
Right,
All right.
exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of that in any capacity. She will tell you news is never on in this house.
Never. I had a
Never
girlfriend the
have
other
been.
night. I told her that too. She said, "Don't watch the news,"
Like,
and she
never.
shook her head in shame almost because I
It
don't.
has never been on in this house. Matter of fact, I'll take that back.
I had to.
I take that back. Yeah, you had to
Well-
get to that point.
No, I had to get you to that point.
No. I never watched the news. The only time that news was ever on, that's what I was about to say, is when there's like a hurricane or storm or something like that, and the news is on. But I've never been a news watcher. Now, when it comes to you're talking about like local,
Yeah.
okay, when it comes to like what's going on in my city, I want to know that's being abreast to some extent. Now, I'm not taking the narrative as it relates to mainstream media, as it relates to my city, but at the same time, if something's going on in a particular side of town, I want to know it. Now, I do know that, you hear me preach this all the time, what's on the news is not necessarily the real. It's a narrative that's spent, but at the same time, you can't be oblivious. I thought you was talking about like CNN politics. We don't do no type of CNN, ESPN,
and
CSPN, CNN, whatever it's called.
Local stuff
HLN.
too. I mean,
barely local.
The reason I stopped watching the news was when I first moved to Jacksonville. They were counting the murders up that year.
Yeah.
On how many murders, and I had only been here for like 3 months, and we already on X number of murders. I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot watch this every day. And then when I had the kids, everything is on the news. Depression, murders, shooting, killings. Y'all not about to watch that? Absolutely not. So that's where it kind of ended with me. It just was all the negativity. So I just choose not to indulge.
Yeah. So we don't watch the news here in this house, but the key thing is making sure that you're educated.
Educate yourselves.
With the narrative that you go and find out is true versus being fed the mainstream narrative, which is television. My mom is finally on. What's up? You just coming on, Mom Dukes? We about to wrap the show up. I'm looking for you tonight. I ain't seen you. What's up,
Trying
Mom?
to see what was on the TV back there.
LiT TV. Should
No,
be.
it's not. You can't see that in the screen?
Oh yeah. This done went off. The LiT TV logo gone. What's
My
going
head
on, Mama?
blocking it.
Yeah, I know. It's a big old head, boy. Look at that, y'all. You see it? It's bigger than the TV.
Like in the whole, how big is it? 75?
That's an 85-inch TV. Your head is covering it up. Hey, Danny say Rashad Tate. Come on. Cuzzo, Rashad Tate for president. That's what we're working with right now. I'm going to go get me some campaign shirts, whole 9 yards. Money will never trump morality. No, that's good. That's good, Apostle. That's good. It'll never trump morality. And that's what we got to get to as a people, as a society. We got to get back to morality, what we know is right, man. And if we can do that, then money will never be able to overpower that. The challenge when it comes to us is that we'll sell our souls for $1. We ever get going in the right direction, all it takes is the right person to come along with the right amount of money, and they'll sabotage the whole thing. So we have to get back to morality and educating ourselves.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Well, this has been a good show tonight, y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us on tonight.
Once again, thank you.
Yeah, it's always fun, especially when we got people commenting, and you guys make the show possible. You know what I mean? We can sit and talk, but we can do that without cameras and music and all this other stuff. It's you that make the show possible. You know what I mean? And we really appreciate you guys for rocking out with us every single week. Now, letting the cat out the bag.
I know about the cat that's in the bag. Probably not.
Probably do. Next week, we're going to have to push the show back an hour. And so instead of starting at 7, actually, we're going to push it back 2 hours. That's going to start at 9 p.m.
Some people going to be going to bed.
Man, these people ain't going to go to bed. It's 8 o'clock now. They rock out with us for a whole nother hour, I bet you. Y'all say y'all want to do a show 8:30 or not. 8's going to be pushing it.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
So I'm saying 9 o'clock. Quintez said, good show. Thank you for rocking with us, sir. Quintez, y'all tell me, Pastor Fidel, Danny, Edith, Mom, who else? Big Al, all y'all that's on here that's rocking out with us still. Do we want to do the show 8:30 or 9 o'clock? Let me know.
I was going to say 9.
9 o'clock. Okay, it's going to have to be 9 o'clock next week. We are going to be just getting back in town. Thank you, Apostle Fidel. Great show. Love you to life too, sir.
Thank you.
We'll be just getting back in town next week on Thursday at about 7:30, 8 o'clock.
If the Lord say the same.
If the Lord say the same, right. So we're going to push it back to 9 o'clock, and we should be good to go. So next Thursday, tune in. Do I want to give you want to give nuggets? I'll give nuggets because you
okay.
don't.
Yeah, you can give the nuggets.
You sure?
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A nuggets?
Chick-fil-A nugget.
Y'all, anybody that owns a Chick-fil-A, we're looking for a Chick-fil-A sponsor to sponsor the nugget portion of EC's nuggets in the closing. So let me get my nuggets. So family, I'm a little tall with my nuggets. There we go. Let me go down a little bit. How about that? So here's my nuggets for you guys as we get ready to close the show out. Politics has never been for the people. Politics has always been about dividing the people. Politics, go look up the definition. The challenge we have as a people, as a race, as a society is to become one. For a house divided cannot stand. I think that when we understand that there's more of us than any of them, and them can be fill in the blank. You can call that government. You can call that politicians. You can call that, it doesn't matter what you call it, powers that be. It doesn't matter. There's more people than there are of government. But the power resides in the government, not power of the people. Why? Because we are always divided. Every Sunday, we pick teams, football, we pick teams in basketball. We pick sides of town. We pick Democratic, Republican party affiliations. We pick skin colors. We are constantly separating ourselves. We go to churches based on denominations. We can never seem to come together because I believe when we come together, we can have power. And I think somebody understands. People divided can't stand. So I'm saying to you, even if your guy is not in office, we can still come together. We can still unite. Unity and uniting, two different things. Unity don't mean that we have to do everything the same. We can still have unity, but have our own opinions. So I say this, and I close. I hope you guys will go and vote. And even if your guy or your girl, your person is not in office, still come together because there's more of us than there is of them. Till next week, don't forget, if you want to support the show, go Cash App, LiT TV Show. It's right there on the screen, LiT TV Show. Send your Cash App, be a part of the LiT team. And of course, those of you guys who's supposed to get your shirts, we ain't forgot about you. We're still working on the shirts. God bless y'all. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to the LiT TV Show with EC Weston. Don't miss next week's webisode. Same time, same bat channel. Hey, we're viewer supported, so don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Edward Weston, our Instagram, E-C Weston, and our Facebook, E-C Weston. Also, let us know what you'd like us to talk about on upcoming shows. Wait. Stop the music. I almost forgot the most important thing. We need LiT team members. If you'd like to help keep this show going, join the LiT team by donating $20 or more via Cash App at $LiT TV Show. And we'll recognize you live on next week's show. Okay, bring the music back. Next Thursday, 7 p.m. Be sure to tune in because you won't want to miss it. And until then, stay lit, my friends.